News Channel, WHAS 11. Live at 6 from the leader in television news, Donna Lacey, Ashley Chisholm, and Carrie Kinsey. This is Kentuckiana's News Channel, WHAS 11.
It's the 120th running of the Kentucky Derby. It's going to be a day that's remembered for all those downpours and a muddy run for the roses. Also a day where the favorite did not win again.
And good evening, everyone, and welcome to a special Derby edition of Kentuckiana's News Channel at 6. I'm Donna Lacey.
And hello, everybody. I'm Doug Proffitt here with Donna Tonight. We're glad to be back with you on Kentuckiana's News Channel as our coverage continues right up to 8 o'clock. In fact, we're going to see more of the races in just a little bit. We were looking at some of the crowds here as we're at the first turn of Churchill Downs. A lot of people were here today. They seem more jam-packed in. But, Donna, as you rolled around this place, really the truth of the story is the crowd was down, wasn't it?
It really was. It's down about 6,000 from last year, Doug. We have a total of 130,584 people, something like that. It's a little down from last year, but you really couldn't tell, as you saw in that shot a second ago. People are shoulder to shoulder, and the crowd is then some from what it was earlier today because, of course, after the Derby race, people go home. As far as the festivities, we've got to talk about this weather and the damper that it put on the festivities today. But, you know, festive is the key word in festivities, and there was a lot of festive people here at Churchill Downs today. During a dry spell, folks crammed the courtyard near the paddock, and Derby was full of the color and pageantry it always has. Occasional downpours sent people running for cover, but the rule was light up a candle and party where you are.
Atmosphere. WHAS. Yeah. These guys pay big bucks for theirs, you know. We got to have our ambiance too.
Derby traditions didn't get rained on. Derby outfits were still sharp. Ponchos were in. And the Derby hats? Oh my, they were outrageous.
I wanted to be a winner, so I made my own trophy.
I'm Joe Fitzgerald from Smyrna, Georgia. I'm the Lieutenant Governor. I got 2 drinks, and I'm looking good.
It was a crazy kind of Derby. The rain saw to that.
I don't particularly like it. No, but I'm glad I'm in here instead of outside, for one thing.
When neither rain, sleet, or a bad hat day could still the thrill of Derby 120. And back out here live at Churchill Downs, and you're looking at a shot of the infield, and you're looking at people getting ready to call it a day. Of course, about 25 minutes ago, the most exciting event of the day took place. Go for Jen is the new Derby winner, and what an exciting race it was.
It was great because Nick Zito won again. You know, he had Strike the Gold, and Nick Zito is a man who loves Louisville, so you got to like him for that. He eats at Wagner's Pharmacy across the street from Churchill Downs every day, and he said in a newspaper article a week ago, he just likes this community because everybody is so friendly. Well, we like you too, Nick, but I wish I had money on your horse.
Isn't that the truth?
Lost that big on that.
Every horse but that.
I know it. Well, we're going to get the latest weather update. You know, we've been telling you about rain, snow, or hurricane, and weather won't stop one thing about the Derby, the nuttiness in the infield just over our shoulder here. It's a mess on the grass, but lots of these folks are a mess anyway. From crazy hats to huge walking balloons, the infielders are a show all their own. Lots of infielders probably won't see a horse all day, except maybe on the big screens. They're going to still place bets, though, and enjoy the day.
$2 to show. And of course, I got the monkey on my back because we're probably going to lose money here anyway, so.
Well, look at that mud fight. And if it's happening now, it'd be awfully chilly. The wind chill is really getting us out here. There was some trouble in the infield today. You look at that fight in the mud. No one was seriously hurt. We think these guys are just mud wrestling. For the most part, most people in the infield stayed out of trouble, had a good time, Donna.
Well, of course, the infield is open to anyone, but after looking at those pictures, don't know if you want to go there. The grandstands, of course, are cut above. And even in the grandstands, though, rain and wet seats were also priority number one this morning. This group of friends flew in from Kansas City to attend their first Derby. Their ticket stubs say their seats are worth $79 to $95, but in the grandstands, many people buy their tickets through brokers, so these folks actually paid $800 a ticket.
My plan was to start today and just stay even. And, well, it just gets depressing because you cannot win at this game. I really feel.
You're taking it a little too seriously.
I know, but I try not to. Give me a break.
For what they paid to sit in the grandstands, these friends had expected to at least sit under a roof, but for $800 a seat, the only protection from the rain they got came from their umbrellas. And it's been that kind of a day. Right now, it's real chilly, Doug. I mean, we had a potpourri of weather today.
The winds have picked up. Just look at our scripts out here, holding stand up straight. They're flying all over the place. The storm team's been tracking these storms all day long, Donna.
That's right. And Ashley Chisholm is standing by live with the latest. Ashley?
Well, just before the Derby race, though, most of the rain did come to an end. This is the line of stronger storms that moved through earlier with a cold front. You did say it was a little bit windy out there and cooler. That's because the cold front is pushing out to the east. Temperatures have dropped down into the 50s. But the good news is, well, the rain is, for the most part, over with, and Mother's Day looks really good. And I'll be back in just a few minutes to give you a full, detailed weather forecast.
Thanks a lot, Ashley.
That's right. Well, you know, it's the final stretch of the big Derby race that really gets people on their feet, Doug.
Another favorite bites the dust, believe it or not. Favorite hasn't won this Derby since 1979. Let's go to Jeff Lifson. He's standing by trackside with the latest. Hello, Jeff.
Hello, Doug. No bull. Let's call this Derby 120 a twofer. That's because it's Nick Zito's second win. It's Chris McCarron's second win. He won with Ali Shiva back in 1987. It's also the second win for the ownership team of William Condren and Joseph Cornacchia. So all those seconds and one big first. Let's take a look at the stretch drive.
But he's about ninth at this point. Now they're in the stretch. Go for Jim, who's led from the start, has the lead. He's drawing off by two with McCarron. On the inside, Bronco is second. Here comes Strode's Creek in the middle of the racetrack. And down the stretch they come. It's Go for Jim, digging in and holding on. He is going to win the Kentucky Derby. Wire to wire. He's eased under the wire. Chris McCarron.
Marvelous win for Nick Zito and Go for Gin. He paid 20 and 20 for the win, 840 and 580. The second choice in this race, Strode's Creek, paid 780 and 6, and the third, Bloomin' Affair, paid 8. Once again, a terrific stretch drive. We'll give you that race one more time. It's worth it seeing it one more time coming up in sports. Doug and Donna?
Thanks,
Jeff.
Jeff.
Thanks a lot.
You know, WHAS has a real stake in the Kentucky Derby. The News Channel is the only station to sponsor a race here at Churchill Downs on Derby Day.
That's right, and Charged Up Sycamore came on strong for the win of the Channel 11 states. Let's take a look.
Is Hieroglyphic gaining on the outside is Car Dealer. We come to the wire. It's going to be Charged Up Sycamore in front, and Charged Up Sycamore takes it by a length and a half. Hieroglyphic got...
And after the race, the president of Providence Journal Company that owns WHAS, Jack Clifford, spoke about the WHAS TV stakes.
We've been sponsoring this race since 1986. We intend to continue for many years to come. We are delighted to be a part of the city and to be involved in horse racing because it's such an integral part of Kentucky. And so we're just delighted to be here and to be affiliated with WHAS, and it's good to see you.
Well, thank you. I've had a great time.
Good to hear those words.
Well, just before the run for the Roses, we had a thick crowd of people standing out here, but just as the race ended, people have headed home, and I guess the race to get home has started.
It sure has. On the roadways all over the place in South Louisville now. Traffic is going to be heading steady out of here for the next couple of hours. Our Chris Turner is high above us in Sky 11, watching everything down below. Hello, Chris.
Hello, Doug. Hello, Donna. And I'll tell you, right now, the biggest traffic jam is coming out of Churchill Downs with the folks coming out the front gate. We'll show you as they come out the front gate. As we look out the window of Sky 11, you see basically like a sea of folks there, and a lot of the tour buses and the yellow and blue taxis all lined up at the front of the grandstand there. Now, we want to tell you that basically the next 20 minutes or so, traffic will start getting real heavy as these folks get to their cars. Beware of areas like Taylor Boulevard, the Watterson and Taylor Boulevard, 3rd and 4th Street going into downtown, and anywhere around the fairgrounds and I-65. We'll have an update a little later. Back to you.
You see him just over there, flying around.
That's right. I heard him just as he went on. Well, of course, there's some car watching going on now, but there's a lot of stargazing that goes on here at Churchill Downs as well.
But you won't find those folks over there in the infield. You need to head for a $1 million view. If you head up to Millionaires Row, you're going to see people like Brooke Shields. She arrived around 2:30 today. Head to another table and you'll see country music singer Dwight Yoakam. For many of the stars, it's their first Derby also.
I've been to Churchill Downs previously, but first time at the Derby, and
really?
it's a real kick for me. And I was born in southeast Kentucky.
Kentucky loves you.
So being from Kentucky and growing up in this region, you don't escape the allure of the Derby.
I woke up this morning and looked for the spires. It's about all I know about Churchill Downs.
So you're not a big horseman?
He likes big.
Why are you looking at her?
He likes big horses.
How about you? What do you think?
Oh, I'm so excited. I feel like Eliza Doolittle, so I'm not this is my first hat.
You like it so far?
Did I do okay?
Looks wonderful.
And the list of stars goes on and on. Country music star George Strait was enjoying the Derby as well, and we're going to have more of these interviews for you coming up tonight on the news channel at 11 o'clock. Well, they might not have noticed the rain up on Millionaires Row, or it was nice and warm, but this rain today sure had the vendors singing the blues.
That's right. Stay with us. We're back with more live coverage of Derby 120 in just a moment.
The famous rose garland, presented each year to the winner of the Kentucky Derby, is created by the Kroger floral people right here in Kentucky. When you need flowers for a special occasion, such as Mother's Day, come to Kroger. You'll be in good company. And remember, this year, the day after the Derby, is Mother's Day.
Watch a complete wrap-up from Churchill Downs. Join Kirby Adams and Bob Sokoler as Louisville Tonight Live presents Live from the Winner's Circle. Tonight at 6:30 on WHAS 11.
Some people have gotten a lot of parking tickets, but won't pay them. Who are the most flagrant offenders? How much do they owe our city? You'll be surprised. They're the parking pirates. They do the crime, but won't pay the fine. Beginning Monday at 6 on WHAS 11.
And welcome back live to a special edition of the 6 o'clock news on WHAS. I'm Doug Proffitt here along with Donna Lacey, and the wind chill factor is really kicked up here out at Churchill Downs. It is cold, and you're looking at a live picture of what many people think is the wildest place this side of Mardi Gras in New Orleans. It is the infield right here at Churchill Downs.
But of course, that's tradition. The big bash last night was on Central Avenue, and as is tradition, it was wild. And the party continued in arraignment court this morning at the Hall of Justice. Another Derby Day tradition. They were holding court for some of the people who partied a little more than they should have last night. In all, police arrested only 30 to 40 people on Central, most for drunkenness and disorderly conduct. The rain kept the crowds down, and arrests were down as well. Less than the 90 arrests there were last year. Again, only 30 to 40 this year. A few fights did break out last night, fights like this one, but for the most part, the partiers behaved.
I'll tell you what, out here at Churchill Downs today, we suffered through torrential downpours of rain. I haven't seen it come down that strong here around Louisville in a long time, and apparently the rain did hurt business for the vendors who surround the track and try to sell those souvenirs.
Plenty of people were hoping to cash in on Derby 120, but many of them say this has been one of the slowest Derby days in years, an indication of how the rain affected attendance today. Some people parking cars said a few takers when they had full lots last year.
It's slow. It is very slow. We only got 5 cars in the lot.
How much you expect to make?
Oh, I don't know. We'll roughly make $100, I guess, something like that.
What are you going to do with the money?
Well, we'll spend it or bet it on the horses, I guess.
Here's one vendor who wasn't worried about a slow day for sales. He was hawking umbrellas, of course.
I knew somebody out there was going to make money on umbrellas.
I think lots of people made money.
Smart folks.
Weird weather day. Boy, what can we say? Windy now and rainy earlier today, Doug.
Those weather folks weren't kidding when they said a storm front was coming through. So coming up next here on the News Channel, Storm Team meteorologist Ashley Chisholm is going to tell us what the temperature is now. It certainly has dropped many degrees. We'll be right back with her forecast for you.
You know, 11 Storm Team. Meteorologists Chuck Taylor, Ken Schultz, and Ashley Chisholm. The WHAS 11 Storm Team.
And welcome back to our special coverage of Derby 120.
Donna's holding on to her hat for good reason. This wind is kicking up a good old storm out here of chilly weather. Ashley Chisholm, what is the temperature? It has dropped dramatically out here.
Yes, it definitely has. We have a cold front that has just moved through a few hours ago, and temperatures were in the 60s throughout the day, but now they're dropping down into the 50s. Look at that in Bloomington, 52, St. Louis, 55 degrees. The cold front pushes east and the cooler air comes down. So we take a look at Doppler radar. You can see that the showers all associated with this front are out to our east. As we go to Doppler radar, you can see that rain doesn't look like we're going to have Doppler. There we go. Out near Lexington and down past Nelson County, they just moved through over the past half hour, so they're moving out of the picture. Maybe a sprinkle of rain out to our east, but that's it. Temperatures are just really cool now. 57 degrees, Standerford Field, 83% humidity. Northwest winds 18 miles an hour, gusting to near 30 as the pressure rises. The high this afternoon, 69. This is our low, though, at 57, and we saw 63/100ths of an inch of rain. Not the wettest Derby. The wettest was 1 inch of rain back in 1918. By tomorrow, this whole system out to the east, high pressure gives us lots of sunshine. For Mom's Day, looks pretty good. A whole lot better than it has been for this Derby. So our forecast for today, mostly cloudy overnight as the showers taper off. The low down to 46. Mother's Day, mostly sunny up to 71. Clear skies tomorrow night, but still kind of cool, 49. Monday looks good. By Tuesday night and Wednesday, we'll have the threat of showers again, but temperatures will be right near 70. And you know, I guess I told you, Donna and Doug, I bet on Bracco. Didn't place, but it came close. For once, I should have listened to my fiance David. He hit the exacta. Oh well.
Ashley, I don't think any of us got it right as usual. Thanks, Ashley. Well, despite the bad weather, the 120th run for the Roses was still the most exciting 2 minutes of sports.
We're going to relive the big race that brought this chilly crowd at Churchill Downs to their feet. Go for Gin as they're clearing out of the infield at 6:21.
Flying to Chicago Midway for business?
Live with Jeff Lipson.
Wow, what a race. Go for Gin and Nick Zito. Nick Zito told me just on Thursday, Jeff, I've had 50 good feelings and 1 bad feeling. Maybe I'll win it by 10 lengths. Not that much, but it was enough for him and for his colt and for Chris McCarron, the jockey. Let's relive Derby 120.
Seconds. Now we're ready, and they're on. And Ulysses from between horses goes for the early lead. Go for Gin is right up there, and Holy Bull toward the inside. The gray horse is behind a wall of 4 horses as they pass us for the first time. Go for Gin on the outside leads it. From between horses, Ulysses. Powis Castle on the inside, right there third. Valiant Nature is 4th. On the outside, Tabasco Cat is 5th. Then Holy Bull 6th at this point. Between horses, 3 off the lead. Strode's Creek is in 7th position. On the outside, that's a Meadow Fight in the white cap. At the rail, Bracco is moving up, and I believe Valiant Nature had a problem there around that turn. Then comes Bloomin' Affair. Soul of the Matter on the inside, Smilin', Singin' Sam. And on the outside, Meadow Flight is dropping back a bit. And then the last 2 horses, Southern Rhythm, and at the back of the pack, Mahogany Hall. The half in 47 and 1/5 seconds, but not on the front end of Holy Bull. He's 3 off of it. The leader is Go for Gin in front with
And so, the colt who is runner-up in the Wood Memorial, the colt who lost his mount in Jerry Bailey and then picked up Chris McCarron, the colt who everyone said was a mutter, turned out to be a mutter today with a win here in the 120th running of the Kentucky Derby. He paid out a nice little sum of cash, $20.20 to win, $8.40 and $5.80. Then Strode's Creek paid $7.80 and $6, and the third horse paid $8. What a derby. We will have more on the 120th running of the Kentucky Derby tonight. Everything you'd want to know about it at 11 o'clock tonight. Kerry Kinsey will have the story for you. We'll send it back to you, Doug and Donna.
All right, Jeff, thank you very much. Thrilling day for Nick Zito, who once would strike the gold in the Derby just a few years ago.
I wish it would have been thrilling for me. I wish I would have won with Go for Jim. We're going to have a wrap-up of the show in just a minute. Stay with us, and we'll be right back.
At AutoSource, we use the latest advanced diagnostic.
Back out here live at Churchill Downs, where they're still having lots of fun in the infield. But the 120th run for the Roses,
in the infield.
Yeah, it's crazy.
No surprise there. Well, thank you very much for watching us here, but stay with us next for the first time. We're doing this for the first time this year. You're going to see the last two races from Churchill Downs as Louisville Tonight Live. Reports from the winner's circle for all the celebrations, and Donna will be back here at 11 o'clock with all the news. I enjoyed joining you here, Donna, today.
It was good having you, Doug. And thanks for watching. We'll see you back here at 11. Good night.